So, it's that time of the year. EGX is just around the corner, so here's the obligatory EGX preview. Now, it's an interesting list this year of what's there, because, in all honesty, there's sort of only one of the big three console makers that so far is listing a full squad of games. Admittedly, quite a lot of them are third-party ones that they're going to be having, but I find it just interesting that Microsoft so far has only one game confirmed, with the second one all but confirmed because it's got a dev session, and Nintendo, given in mind that we are 72 hours away as of recording from this event starting, Nintendo said nothing. So yeah, in the holiday period where Pokemon Sun and Moon's coming out, and obviously their last of the Wii U titles, they're not announcing anything. On top of which, they're not even announcing anything to do with the NX. So, I don't know how much of a presence Nintendo's having, and if so, how much of a rush last minute thing it's going to be. Either way, the games that are there are pretty solid on the most part. The one thing I will say though, the res/indie section is ridiculous. So many, which is probably good, but just looking at it, let me count: 2, 4, 6, 7, 9, 11, 12. There's 15 games groups that have games there. That might not even be accurate, but I've done a basic sort of search through the list of what's listed, and all the other games seem to be individual studios, whereas at least 15 have 2 or more, and in the case of one company, which, you know, I'll do a full preview of in a minute, has got, I think, at least a dozen. And that isn't even technically Sony. So we'll get to the big stuff first. Sony are like the big players here, mainly because they're going to be showing off the PS4 Pro, the new fancy version of their console, and of course PlayStation VR. It's interesting though, because the PlayStation VR, all the other previous times, have been very limited experiences. There's a lot more different ones that are here this time. So, in terms of PS4 games that they're going to be having, they've got Avicii Vector, which is this music rhythm game co-developed with Avicii, you know, the music creator, superstar, and whatever. They're going to have both Infinite Warfare multiplayer and Modern Warfare Remastered multiplayer, which will be interesting to see how busy those booths are in terms of which one gets the most people at it. Because, you know, considering all the negativity, certainly about Infinite Warfare, be interesting to see how busy it is. Destiny, the Rise of Iron expansion, will be playable there, probably obviously through the multiplayer modes rather than the actual story stuff. Gran Turismo Sport will be there despite its delay to 2017. Horizon Zero Dawn, which people are saying got delayed to February, but I'm pretty sure it was coming out in February anyway, from what I remember from E3. But either way, that's going to be playable there. I think it's a UK first, it's not a world first, because I think it was at Gamescom. They're going to have Rise of the Tomb Raider on the Sony stand, because of course the PS4 release is coming out, which just so happens to mark the 20th anniversary of the franchise. So, and with that one, I will be intrigued to see how well that does in terms of sales, considering, you know, if it outsells the Xbox, even though it came out a year later, it'd be a bit awkward. And Street Fighter V as well, of course. But with the VR stuff, it is actually pretty interesting. The previous games that they've had, Battlezone will be part of their stuff, Farpoint, PlayStation VR World, which includes the London Heist, which has been around for quite a few conventions, and also Ocean Descent, which is the one that I played about 3-4 weeks ago, and also Rigs, the mech combat thing. However, we now have a new list, mainly because it's games that are going to be coming out at launch of the headset. So we're going to have Batman Arkham VR there, which from what I understand, it's only sort of a basic sort of imagine you're in the Batcave thing, but I'd like to see that. Drive Club VR, which, considering how much I've seen virtual reality streams do very well with driving games, it would be interesting to see how Drive Club fits with it. Robinson the Journey, which I'm guessing is probably Robinson Crusoe related. Hopefully it's not that movie. But I think it was called Robinson Crusoe over here, and I can't remember what it is. Owen would tell me, but he's away, so sad face. But the big one is Resident Evil. Yes, the kitchen demo from last year, which was eventually revealed to be Resident Evil 7, will be playable PSVR style. I'm guessing that's the demo that's already out now. So it'll be interesting to see how that works, because obviously I'm guessing you're going to have to be stood up with the controller. I don't know. I mean, just to see how that works. So I will be getting a hands-on session with that. I will also be trying to see people's experiences of some of those things that I won't be able to play, whichever it may be, because I am intrigued as to how it works with them, certainly. 2K are finally back with WWE 2K17, so I'll definitely be checking that out. And also Mafia 3, which is the video thing, which I already saw at the last convention a few weeks back. I believe it's just a video theatre. They're giving away free stuff. I will gladly sit for it again, because it will give me a chance to sit down for about 25-30 minutes. EA's contribution, you've obviously got the big three for them this holiday season of Battlefield 1, Titanfall 2, and FIFA 17. So I'm just having to add something here because I screwed up with the naming of the thing. Games Company, or Games Co., have got a couple of games. JCB Pioneer Mars. So yeah, JCB Diggers on Mars. It's a bit weird. And also Grim Dark Legacy, so I'm guessing that's based off the TV series Grim. Then again, that hasn't been out for years. I don't know. Bandai Namco is going to have the new Dragon Ball Z Xenoverse game, Little Nightmares, Tales of Berseria, and Tekken 7. Square Enix got a heck of a list, along with the Rise of the Tomb Raider that I previously mentioned. I have Dragon Quest Builders, which wasn't too bad from what I played a few weeks back. Final Fantasy XII, The Zodiac Age. Final Fantasy 15. An exclusive Hitman hit just for the convention, which I'm guessing could get released somewhere down the line, but that will be interesting to see. I might try that out. See how it's there. Kingdom Hearts HD 2.8 will also be there, and also World of Final Fantasy. So, interesting list so far. Microsoft, the only game confirmed officially is Gears of War 4, with a demo of the Horde mode. Be interesting to see whether it's like the other convention though, and they actually have it running on PCs as well, because a lot of people were saying when they were playing the PC version either at PAX and Gamescom that it was stunning compared to the console version, because of course 30 frames a second to unlocked sort of 60 was going to fare much better. Forza Horizon 3 is all but confirmed, but interestingly, no No Dead Rising that I know of. No Halo War sort of thing either, even though that's coming out in February, and plenty of the games that are out here are coming out around that time anyway. Ubisoft, the only confirmed game for them so far is South Park Fractured Butthole, including getting the chance to play with the Oculus Rift. But because of the scare stories that I've heard with it, even the people that run the whole system on your face basically say you should wash yourself pretty soon after when you get to your hotel room, because it stays on you. I think I might just go for the standard version, but I'll probably be interested to see how people react to the stenches. But again, with this one, no confirmation of For Honor. I know it's been having its private alpha stuff, but if you're going to get people excited for it, let people play it. Blizzard has got Overwatch there. That's been out for months. And yet and that of course also means, because I just realised, which I shouldn't have done, no Watch Dogs 2, unsurprisingly. So yeah, they're still. That means 2 times a Watch Dogs game has been released, and 2 times nobody can play it. I'm guessing that's going to have some sort of demo theatre, but we'll see. Sega have actually got quite a lot of games this year. I don't think they had any last year. They got Endless Legend Tempest and Endless Space 2. Motorsport Manager, which is on Android for like 10 pence. I've already bought it, but haven't installed it yet because I got lack of space on the tablet. I have to try it on the other one. It's going to be... They are going to have playable, though, Sonic Mania, which is the new Sonic game, which looks like it could be interesting. Okay, that press conference that I talked about a few months back was utter atrocious to announce it, but we'll see. And also Warhammer 40,000 Dawn of War 3 will be there. Warner Brothers' contribution is just Lego games, Lego Dimensions for its 2nd season of content, and Star Wars Episode 7, because reasons. Bethesda will have Elder Scrolls Legends there, and also the world first public hands-on with Dishonored 2. So that is heavily on my list. Heavily, because I love the first one. Can't wait to see if the second one plays as good as the demo did for the first one, because I still haven't managed to get this rig changed over yet. That's going to have to change sooner rather than later. Activision, other than the CODs and the Destiny, will have Skylanders there. Hopefully with Crash Bandicoot. I am intrigued to see whether the Crash Bandicoot figure is there and have a look at it. There are a few other games as well there that probably could get bundled with other companies but aren't. War Child is going to have got their own Help the Game thing, which is, I guess, refugee based, so it could be this War of Mine inspired. I mean, I'm not sure. I haven't looked too much into it because I've still got to finalise my notes over the next day or two. Killing Floor 2 is going to be there. I'm not sure if that's PC or PS4 or whichever. Pro Evolution Soccer 2017, which is sort of already coming out, so I don't know how much of an impact that's going to have at the Hall. We Sing, so we're going to have karaoke stuff, because it didn't work for Guitar Hero and Rock Band last year. And also WRC6, the new World Rally Championship game, which is confusing, because we've already had a WRC6, but it just wasn't numbered WRC6, because they started off the system again. There's like multiple WRCs. It's getting confusing. A whole load of board games there. There's the Final Fantasy, some of the highlights that I can see from here. Final Fantasy trading card game is going to be there. Hey, That's My Fish. That's got a good name anyway. X-Wing miniatures, and just for Owen, Bill and Ted's Excellent board game. I'm going to see what it's... I might not play it, but I'm just intrigued to see what it's like and whether it truly is excellent. There's about 20 or so left field games. So these are games that EGX has basically funded for them to come and showcase their stuff. Quite a lot of very small games here, but probably the one that's got a lot of traction in terms of what I've seen, is Unseen Diplomacy, which is a VR sort of base thing, which is sort of, I think the one that I saw, I think, was Vive based, because it was, you had to crawl around the room and stuff. So I don't know whether it's going to be entirely that, but I know it is VR capable, so that will be intriguing. Twitch are going to be back there this year, finally, with an actual proper stand showcasing off stuff. Because last year, of course, the convention fell on the same week as TwitchCon, so nothing happened with it. There's going to be cosplay stuff as ever, and also esports is back. There's going to be Street Fighter 5 and Tekken 7 tournaments, but the big one is the Counter-Strike Go Invitational. Decent squad of teams, obviously due to other events happening worldwide. You know that it's probably not the best of the best that they can get, but you know it's a pretty solid group of 4 that are going to be competing over the Friday, Saturday, and Sunday of the convention, and a good set of talent list as well. Foreign is back in the UK after his E-League exploits, building up for Season 2, which is like next month. And also get to see Lauren Pansy Scott commentate for Gfinity for the first time. And, you know, the fact that... I don't want to say the fact that we're getting a female representative there, but I think it's the first time, at least at EGX, that there's really been a female commentator there. But she knows her stuff, so she's just as good as the other guys as well. So, but certainly I think with Dustin and Metis and the other commentator I can't remember, apologies to him, but it's a solid squad, and whether I'll catch it live or not, I'm not sure. I might be having to do it the old-fashioned way of actually looking at the archive on Twitch when I get back. So, in terms of the Rezzed area, some of the big ones, Rebellion are going to be in there with more Battlezone and Sniper Elite 4 stuff. Team 17 are going to have the new Worms game that just came out, and the world first public hands-on with Ukulele, which, considering I'm a Kickstarter backer of that thing, I'm interested. Also, there's going to be the Square Enix Collective. Their big thing, of course, the last couple of weeks has been Turing Test, but they've also got Black, The Fall, Oh My Godheads, Tokyo Dark, and also a mystery game that will be revealed on the Thursday of the convention. I'm wondering whether it's a somewhat big IP or whether it's just a new thing. But they're making a big thing about it actually being on the PlayStation stage, and I think it's been streamed live, like on YouTube, so... Yisbird Games are going to have 4 games there, including Valhalla, the bartending simulator. Speaking of simulators, American Truck Simulator, headlining the stuff from Excalibur Games, also in that Shopkeep VR, which I've heard pretty good things about. Frozen Synapse 2 and Tokyo 42 from Mode 7 Games. Enjoyed Frozen Synapse 1, and I think it was Frozen Cortex, the sports-based one. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with that. 9 games from the National Film and TV School. From what I can tell, these are all games made by the graduates from the thing, so be interesting to see. Whole bunch of other stuff as well. The one that was talking about that was showing a lot of games is a publisher by the name of Transfuser. Obviously, it's not them that actually made all the games, they're just the publisher, but I'm seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 games just from them on the show floor. So if they're together, I won't be surprised. In terms of the other stuff, though, Black and White Bushido, heard good things about that. City of Shroud, the Kickstarter game. Dead Pixels 2 is back there as well. Interested to see what's going on with that. Gang Beasts, I think that'll be forever there because it's Gang Beasts. Nature Zombies Apocalypse, which I think was there last year. That makes a return. Overcooked, gaining a lot of traction in terms of multiplayer stuff at the minute. Super Dungeon Brothers, keep seeing that game on Amazon and it never comes out, so it'll be interesting to see what that is. The return of Super Rude Bear Resurrection, because he's rude. One of the big games, The Fall, on Steam, is getting a second part entitled Full Part 2 Unbound. That is going to be there. Unbox, which I think that was either there last year or one of the other conventions that I went to. So there's a whole lot of lists that I'm not even naming, but you can go to, if I can get the website for you if you want to check out the actual other stuff, egx.net /EGX/2016. That'll probably give you the sort of what's on, and you can click through there to the games that are there, the other things, tournaments, cosplay, retro. Touching on that, the retro stuff, they're doing classic consoles and like multiplayer stuff like they've done traditionally over the past few years, but also this year they're doing a retro library, which I don't know whether it's free or not, so I'm going to have to take some money with me just in case. But basically they've got PS2s, PS3s, Xboxes, the original one, and Xbox 360s standing, ready to be played. And you go to the desk and say, I would like such and such game, and you basically hire it out. You go to a station, play on it, and when you're finished, put the disc back in the box and hand it back to them. A whole load of classic games on there. Xbox, there's Conquer Live and Reloaded, Doom 3, the original Fable, the original Halo 1 and 2, Soul Calibur 2, Chronicles of Riddick, Elder Scrolls Morrowind, Splinter Cells, Shenmue 2, and then with the 360, your big ones like your Modern Warfare trilogy, your Bioshock trilogy, your GTAs 4 and 5, your Left 4 Deads, all that sort of stuff. For PS2, some of the standout ones, they've got the first 3 Ratchet and Clanks, the first 2 Jak and Daxter's Half-Life, the GTA trilogy, Gran Turismo 3 and 4, the first 2 God of Wars, Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3, Tony Hawk's Underground, Winner Takes the Tape. I'll just have to remember the cheats for that one. And We Love Katamari, yes. And I have got Ico and Shadow of the Colossus as well. I approve. And then PS3, relatively the same as 360, but some other ones that are part of, I think, both. Deus Ex Human Revolution, the first 2 Dead Space games, Far Cry 3, Fallout 3, and then some of the exclusives. You've got like Demon Souls, Heavy Rain, Journey, the first 2 Little Big Planets, Portal 2, I think that's on both actually, Last of Us, the Uncharted trilogy, whole bunch of very good stuff, definitely. And then in terms of the dev sessions, Thursday comprises of Little Nightmares, one of the game designers from the Oddworld Inhabitants devs, one of the devs from Oddworld Inhabitants talking about how Oddworld and game design has evolved over the past 20 years or so. Jalopy, an indie game, and also a special look at the art of Dishonored 2. Friday has some Endless Space 2, some Lazarus, which is like very little's known about that. I don't know what's listed about it. The Forza Horizon 3 session. Starbound, the devs from that will be there. There'll be a Sega strategy game panel, so I'm guessing that's your Total Wars and also your Warhammer 40Ks and your Company of Heroes. And also 65 Days of Static that did the soundtrack for No Man's Sky are talking about how that came together. Saturday has a Hitman dev session, Frontier Developments talking about Planet Coaster, Rebellion talking about Sniper Elite 4, and Fail Better, the devs of Sunless Sea, will be showcasing some new DLC and a brand new game that's not been announced yet. And then Sunday, they've got Torment's Tide of Numenera, Battlezone from Rebellion, and also Platonic's Ukulele will have a dev session. All those things, I think, are on twitch.tv/EGX. Again, you'll find the links all on the EGX website, which I'll probably link down below for you. There was also some like res dev sessions which I don't think are being streamed. Some interesting ones in there which I might be checking out, like the making of Fable 2, succeeding on Kickstarter. Can political games change the world? I think that's because Political Animals, along with quite a lot of political games, are gaining a lot of traction at the minute. And also a dev session on the Fall, ahead of, obviously, as I previously mentioned, the second one coming out and going to be on the show floor for the convention. So, apart from anything else that's going to be announced in the next 2 days, which is a bit late, I would add, but that is the lot for EGX that I know of. I will certainly be giving a full report on it. Probably not next week, because I'll still be recovering. It may be some point later next weekend, so like right into the start of October. It might even just be that Monday's video. But I don't think I'm going to have enough time to put something together for next Monday. Then again, I might, you know, something bigger might even get announced. So we'll have to see. So if you go into EGX, if you can find me, say hi. But considering how many people actually view this thing, if you do, I will probably consider you a stalker. It'd be a bit awkward if I actually walked into a mirror and think I was stalking myself. All that Dishonored training might come in handy. Okay, that was a bit of a creepy smile.